Cedric, my friend, are you still there? Let me put the volume of my mic up. Let's put the volume down. Music. Nice, man. Whew, nice. Yeah, man. Yeah. For sure. My kid is watching some cartoon and stuff. And I'm like, wife, can I go and stream a little bit? She's like, yeah, better go do it now. So that's awesome. That's perfect. Time to... Good evening, buddy. Hey, R. How you doing, man? How you doing? Give me 1 second. Let me just get started here. API. What is this? Yale. Good evening. Good day, everybody. Actually, it's not the evening. It's more of a day. It's 4 p.m. here, so I don't know. Let me just close some of the stuff I have open here. Yeah. Is my stuff running? Doesn't seem so. Doru, I love you, man. I hope you're feeling better, my dude. Good Sunday, everybody. Getting better. Nice, man. Nice. Yeah, I've been to the gym. Came home. Been with my wife and kid a bit. Worked together with Cedric and some stuff. And yeah, gonna do a stream now. Hopefully get some work done. Let me increase the music a little bit. Yeah. What are we building today? Yeah, I mean, we're just continuing. Chica, Fazzy, hey. Today we're gonna just continue with our standard refactor stuff. Yeah, making the existing features of Programmer Network better. And then, yeah, once we hopefully clean a lot of that stuff up, now I have Cedric and stuff like that, then we're gonna start building new features for the network and stuff. So, but there's still probably a month or two of work of stabilizing everything. Yeah. But anyway, I just shared that thing there. Give me 1 second. Let me hide the starting stream here. Super. Great. This chat seems all the way on a different continent there. Let's maybe put it just here. Sure. All right. Cool. All right. Yeah. Well, hey everybody. Let me pull stuff because Cedric has done some amazing work. Don't drop the database, or his name is Cedric, so I'm just gonna pull the stuff that he's done. I'll just stash whatever I have locally. Try like this. Alright, cool. I don't know if there's anything to PMI. Probably not. Actually, there is. I've added a bunch of icons to Yale. So we have now shit tons of different icons in our core library, our own library here, right? We have like, I don't know, 2,000 icons now that I've just added. So we have shit tons of stuff to choose from now. Very good. Okay, cool. All right, great. Super. Let me just see what Cedric has done. Absolutely amazing. I don't know, there's something wrong with the icons here. Why are they failing for me locally? I wonder if it's cache or something. Because if I go to production, I think it seemed fine, right? Yeah, so it's probably something lazy loading related. That's weird. Okay, it doesn't actually matter. Cool, all right. Yeah, so today we're gonna move on to something else, right? Gonna start probably with API again, and give me 2 seconds here. All right, yeah, I think we can start by maybe doing that, and then we'll move on to courses or meetups. So, yeah, and then as always, we're gonna have some nice discussions today, and hopefully some nice questions to answer and stuff like that, right? Okay, So we're gonna start with a cursor because I have already a bunch of code I wrote manually. So we're gonna just use it as a way to automate stuff, right? So I'm gonna say, take a look at my, I don't know, users.schemas.ts and ensure to do the same inside articles, right? Schemas, because I basically want to, I need to use the, as I said many times already, I need to do like, I need to use the type box, right? So we want to infer TypeScript types from another JSON validator schemas. Did you have a problem with variable namings when you started programming? There are two things that are hardest in programming: doing caching properly and naming things, right? So I think that if I had the problem, it's hard to tell if I would call it a problem, but for sure sometimes naming things is probably one of the hardest things in programming, right? Especially if the rest of the code that you write is not, let's say, done according to some basic principles of programming, right? Max Dev, hey friend. But I would say that, yeah, I don't think it has much to do with experience per se. Naming things is often hard, and you get better as you write more software, right? But that's why, so naming in programming becomes a lot easier when you write pure functions, when you try to write software that's composed off of single around, if I put it in simple words, once you understand some functional programming and once you understand how to compose your software in a how to write the software in a composable way, then writing variable names becomes a lot easier because your functions are doing a singular type of thing, right? So for example, let me give you an example. If I what happened here? Wait. So yeah, I'm trying to open a new file, but this guy is failing a little bit on me. Wait, give me a second. Yeah, Jesus Christ. Right, so if you have a function called double number and call my grandma, right? And then here you have, you know, a function that doubles the number, but also has some logic here. If grandma is dead, right, or whatever shit that's not me, is available, right? Now, of course, you have a lot tougher time. You're gonna have naming things because this function now is returning the number that it's supposed to double, but it's also doing something with your grammar, right? So now you have to, now it's a lot harder, right? But if you have a function called double, right? Now it's kind of easier, right? Because you know this function just takes a number and doubles it, right? So how hard naming things in your software is directly correlated to how well you're writing your code, right? So if you're having variables such as const or var did double number and called my grandma, right? Right. So the reason why you're here is it is a single responsibility concept. I'm just trying to avoid using technical terminology just to simplify the concepts. You don't need to really know the theory behind this. I'm trying to explain common sense without introducing principles that you kind of might not know, like solid and dry and stuff like that. So these are just acronyms and these are just ways, formal ways in programming to explain things. But I'm trying to always not use this terminology because many people don't know it. But in simple words, write your functions, for example. This is one of the most important things, no matter what you're writing. Web apps, CPU drivers, kernel, whatever. Try to have your functions do a single thing and then compose them to do multiple things. It's the same with UI, same with user interfaces, same with CPU drivers, Same with airplane software, right? No matter what you do, even UI components are just functions that return some state or some UI, right? So so don't be a guy that writes code like this. Did double number and call grammar, right? So this is a great example of coupling things which have nothing to do with each other, right? So yeah, so naming things can be hard, and it's usually related to how you to things that led you to that moment, right? All right, cool. All right, let's now, as I did yesterday, just fix a couple of things here. Give me 1 second. So let's now kind of start slowly. So I need to make sure that the schemas are properly migrated before we continue. So if I go here, interesting. Okay. Likes is required. Okay, let me just take a look at this. So let me go to. That was pretty radical. I mean, that was actually I'm impressed by the AI in that sense. That was pretty awesome. I'm like, all right. AI is not completely woke anymore. Okay, all right. When I try to like a post, got it on it immediately. That's what we're doing now. We're gonna fix it now. Thank you very much. That's awesome. We're fixing that right now. That's what we're gonna. Yeah, that's what we're gonna smack now. Absolutely. Just bear with me for a moment. I just want to see what's happening, because now I'm... And thank you very much, man. Exactly. Thank you. Okay, so we get a... Jesus Christ, okay. Alright, that's a bit weird. Ah, I see, okay. I see. Sure. And that's because these are the attributes that I select. That's a little bit weird. Why? Because I suppose we're not showing any likes in here. Okay, I see. That's good to know. So now we're kind of, as I'm kind of refactoring a little bit, we're kind of learning some of the stuff. So what we're gonna do here, we'll also say that this is, yeah, shit. Let's just make these optional as well, because sometimes, so it's not a very stable interface, if you may, but that's what it is. Okay, let's see now. There's also something else that kind of seems optional, right? Articles of 0 updated at is required. Okay. All right, so that's kind of, all right, so we'll need to, okay, let's not do what I just attempted to do, right? So what we're going to do, I'm going to go here, I'm going to go over here, no, not really. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to create a schema that looks exactly like this, right? So I'm going to say, just so we're actually a little bit more strict with that. So I'm going to say export const get all articles schema. I might actually have that already, and then it's really ID title blah blah, right? Yes, exactly. And then let's go back here. It's slightly weird though. Where the hell did I just... Ah, fuck, I messed that up. Okay, should have put it here. Get all article schema. So essentially what we want to do in the response here, pagination schema, I suppose we wanna sure, okay. So so something like this should do, right? Because we just want to cover this view now. Okay, so that kind of works now. And then we're missing the author as well, it seems. So I'm probably doing a join over there, right? Let's take a look at that. Get all articles. Yeah. And then we're doing a join there. Okay, perfect. So we're going to go there. We're going to say author and then user response schema. And that now should kind of hopefully get us back to a state where it works. Okay, beautiful. That's very good. Okay, let's go ahead through a few other endpoints of this resource so we can just see what's happening. So this now works. If I go to my own profile, yeah, so this is going to fart out, and that's good because then we'll fix it, right? Let's refresh. Great. Likes is required, sure. And then this is, what is this endpoint that we're calling? It's if we go back to the router, it's essentially, it's this one. So articles. So same attributes here. Versus we include the tag and the author, right? Alrighty, so if I get here, and then over here, and then over here, we'll actually make these things optional. We'll make these two guys optional. Wait for our container to restart. Updated at is required. Didn't I just like shit? What? Wow, okay. All right, cool. Is draft is required. Ah, fuck. I don't like this. No, this is pretty fucking terrible. So no, that's really bad. I'm not gonna because unstable type like this is then more or less useless, right? I mean, if everything is fucking optional, then what is the whole point? It just is lost, right? So let's not do it that way. I hate that. It's just pissing me off a bit. Okay, sure. So let's get over here. And what is the last thing that we did? Yeah. So there's this thing. So we'll duplicate a couple of things, and then we're gonna clean them up eventually. It's better to do that. Then we're gonna use AI. So I'm gonna say get articles by user tag schema. Sure. Or we already had that. Okay. I guess it's the same minus the author. Maybe we don't need the author there. Let's see. No, that's wrong. Jesus Christ, man. Validation is a little bit annoying, I know, but that's what it is. Okay, let's see now. Count is required. What? So I do have the author. All right. Oh, it's pagination schema. That's wrong, right? Okay, fuck. I guess that is wrong, right? So this isn't actually pagination schema. This is like type array, right? That's most likely the problem. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Let's see. Jesus Christ, man. Are you kidding me, bro? Come on, man. What? And why is this type object? This makes no fucking sense, man. Alright, so this seems fine. What's the problem now? Yeah, because we are... Give me 1 second, let me take a look at production. I mean, I could also take a look at our Swagger spec. I don't know why am I doing this, but doesn't matter. It's... Ooh. Yeah, fuck, that is... So yeah, so that is actually fine. And I think what we're missing here is probably tags as well, right? Yeah. Alright, so now it works, I see. So we missed basically the tags, right? Yeah. And do I really need all of these fields? Why do I... Ah, this is myself, right? I'm the author here, right? So I'm only basically... I'm essentially returning my own reference here. Is that really needed? Do I really need that? I don't think so. Why would I need a... Why would I need a... Let's take a look at that. Where is it? So do I need an author? And if yes, that's one optimization we can do. I don't need to do a left join here, right? So if this farts out, it's fine. No, it actually doesn't fart out. Okay. Yeah, you did, exactly. So that's what we are kind of cleaning up now, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Okay, good. So this is kind of what's needed there. All right. Sure. Let's actually take a look at that now. Okay, so what I'm actually going to do already, I will... Articles router. Yeah, sure. Articles controller. get articles. So we don't need to do this join here either, right? So we can kind of get rid of that. And then author can also be removed, right? Yeah, it's this one over here, right? Yeah. Okay, perfect. Okay, great. Let's yeah, let's push this already to production, and then we keep on cleaning stuff up. This does seem fine. Let's just make sure that, yeah. I'll actually push this guy as well, even though this is not used. All right, let's sync that. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, great. Super, super. Okay, cool. Very, very good. Let's go ahead and keep on testing just the schema, and then we're gonna continue with the rest of Refactor. So let's see, did we break now this with schemas? Let's actually try to create an article very quickly. That's weird. Okay. Publish, let's see what's happening. Nothing seems to be happening, so we probably did fuck things up. Very good. Author is required. Okay. So let's now go to the router again. I guess we have create somewhere. Yes. Create article schema. Yeah, article body schema. Sure. Content is draft. Title summary tags. Sure. Content is draft. Yes. Oh, okay. So the response schema here is wrong. Okay. So we did in fact create the article. Yeah, I see. Okay, let's fix that. Sure, that's very good. So go back here, go to the article schemas. Nah, never mind. So go back here, go to the create. Where is it? Where was our create? Over here. Let's get over here. Let's take a look at the response. And let's actually now review that. So what it is that create article, what are we responding with? So we create it. We create the junction table record. We we find the created article, and then we return just the article with included tags as part of the article, right? Okay. Then we set it in cache, and then we respond with 201. Okay. So essentially, yeah. So essentially, the author is of course optional. Yeah, okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go here and over here I will do something like yes, and then give me 2 seconds. Chandler, hey buddy, good to see you, man. And then let's get over here. Let's take a look at the table. Cheddy, hey, you don't understand anything. I think that's perfectly fine. I think, give me 1 second. Likes, dislikes. Yeah, that's weird. Okay. Yeah, we're doing a lot of stuff here. Don't worry. That's just how it is. I wouldn't worry much about it. Okay, great. 3 seconds ago. Okay. I see what's happening basically. So what's happening is that we're not including the tags that we actually need here. So if I do this and we refresh, it should be kind of fine, right? Yeah, okay. We'll need to clean up that schemas later, so that's fine. Okay, let's go ahead now and try to edit this and say I don't understand much, but I will learn. And yeah, I guess this should say update, not publish, but fine. Tags is required, and that is the response. So this is the put. So let's actually go back here. Update article schema. Yeah, so fuck, man, that's so irritating now. That's so irritating now. Because sometimes it's required, sometimes it isn't. And that begs a question now. So I guess we could make these two optional. And also this one we could make optional to make it kind of happy for now. Right? Nah, not really. Something like this for now. And then we'll clean that up. Okay, try now again. Yeah, okay, so now it works. And I guess if I do like... If I publish, this should in theory now response. Alright. So if we go back here, yeah, so the tag okay, so there are some UI things we'll eventually have to fix as well. Okay, that's good. And now let's try deleting it and see what we get. Delete, delete. That's fine, alright. But that's not all, right? So if we go to tags, so if I go to the tags I'm following, we also have articles here, don't we? Let's see if stuff is fine here. Top authors. Then we have the article tags. That seems correct, yeah. Did we deploy stuff to production? Let me just take a look at the API. Ah, shit, that's wrong. That's a wrong repo. Jesus Christ, man. Where is it? This one, yep. Actions. Fuck, this failed. Why the fuck did it fail, man? Can you build a whole social platform as a junior? You cannot, no. What happened here? Ah, shit, we have an error somewhere. Okay, because we're gonna be rewriting some of this stuff now. Fuck. Ah, that's a bummer. Yeah, I actually don't want to do that. It's because we have updated the schema now. Article array schema. We have this thing now here, which this guy doesn't like, right? It's saying that property of author and compatible. Ah, user undefined is on. So essentially over here, fuck. Over here we would need to, where is this article schema? Yeah, okay, I see. Give me 1 second. So fastify get bookmarks. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, that's actually a little bit weird. Why didn't we? No, that's not correct actually. No, that's not correct actually. Yeah, because this is returning I article, which has an author as an I user. And I guess if we would say partial here, maybe that would fix it over here, I guess. Nah, okay, didn't like it. And also it's not a mandatory type, so that's the problem. Let's see what it's... So let's just... Or let's maybe just fix the, let's see what get bookmarks returns. Returns I article that looks like this. Okay. Article array schema, which looks slightly different than that, right? The author is optional, which is fine. But if we take a look at this guy, we have ID slug, yeah, right? ID slug title summary content likes. Dislikes is draft source author, which is I user. Oh, I see. Fuck. Yeah, I see. I see. Yeah, so the problem is the user type in here, right? Rich text editor is already there for like 2 years now. Okay, so we need to, I guess, alter this stuff. Yeah, this has to be a partial thing, right? Okay, I see. Okay, all right. Bear with me, I get it. So this is an enum here. And I believe that over here we have a const. So what if I do something such as const? What if I do enum, right? And we do this. Will these types kind of align with each other? Because we have an enum in here. We could set this to a string. I'm not sure which specs you're looking for. If you mean hardware, that's the hardware. Yeah, so let's try setting this to a fucking string, man. So let's say type string instead. And let's get rid of that. And then, yeah, because we have inferred schemas and non-inferred schemas, so that could collide easily. Okay, now we're somewhere. I mean, I don't actually think that I need that, so that's fine. So that's very good, in fact, right? Because over here, I can just, I don't need to do a left join at all. So that's a nice cleanup. We just want to kind of, hey, give me the bookmarks. Sure. Then that makes it fine over there. And then really what I need is primarily even here for this endpoint, right? Let's just get rid of this because it should still work. Yes, so there's no user. Really what we need at this point in time is the title and the slug, right? Yeah, exactly. So we're gonna become very minimalistic there in a moment, right? So here what I'm gonna say, hey, you know what? It's gonna be ID, right? Yeah, I don't need this. Sure. So that almost can be as such. And then here we can say attributes. And then we can say we can only select. Oh, never mind, not here, sorry. And then over here we're gonna say, hey, yes, and then attributes. No, not really. Sure. And then I don't know if this is the way to do it. What do you think about local first? You mean something that Kyle Simpson is trying to push for? It's not gonna happen, no. Why is it not going to happen? Because nobody cares. That's why. No average user cares about that sort of stuff, right? Unfortunately. So no, it's not gonna happen, no. I don't know. I write software that works. I don't obsess with patterns. I do things that, when they make sense. I don't create abstractions just so I can show that I'm creating abstractions, right? It's I call it a common sense programming. Yeah. Okay, cool. So that one should be fixed, I guess, right? All right, let's try. I'm here to learn things and I'm here to learn. That's nice, man. Keep it up. Keep it up. Any tips? Build things. Just build software, right? That is the only thing you need to do. Build things. There's no way to learn programming without building things. Everything else is just empty, shallow words. So build things and get them in front of the users, and that's going to give you a massive amount of boost of motivation to build more things, right? So don't waste time building useless things. At least when I say useless, I mean something that you don't care or anyone else, right? So and focus on building something that people want to use, right? Fundamentally, these are the types of developers that will survive the AI thing. You have people who can just write some meaningless crap that AI can generate already, or you can build yourself up from the perspective of having an eye and a feeling for business, for product, etc., etc. So you're gonna have one side of developers that like lead code type of developers, which are going to evaporate in oblivion, and nobody's ever gonna mention them. And then you're gonna have people who will be able to be a mixture of things, right? Build SaaS, build anything, right? It can be a SaaS, it can be a video game, it can be whatever it is that you want to build. Try to build things that try to get a sense of product. I have a video on YouTube called Death of Software Developer and Rise of Product Developer. That is the future of software. It's building things. Always has been, but now more than ever, even more, right? So the advice is just build things, right? Don't spend too much time talking about code or patterns or languages or frameworks. Nobody gives a shit for the most part. Just build things, right? Build, and build. That's all that matters. That's the only way you can show your skills is by building, right? Everything else is just, as I said, shallow talk, right? Nobody cares. If you don't have, if you have nothing to show for, you're just a poser, right? If you're just talking about stuff. My question is when to stop learning stuff. I don't know. I cannot answer that question. It's a very vague question. I'm sorry. When to stop learning stuff? Never. Hopefully never. Okay, cool. Great. Let's see if we can deploy this crap to production. Did we push this to production? Let's see. Yeah, it seems that we did. Is everything fine? It is. Okay, cool. And please go and sign up on programming.network. I would appreciate that a lot. I use SQLized.js. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, good. This is very good now. I mean, you typically don't need, in most cases, you don't need an ORM. So, but which one you use in case you want to use some, it doesn't really matter. But in many cases, unless you suck at SQL, you don't need an ORM, right? You can use a query builder like something, right? Can a solo dev build a website that? I mean, you have 0 users now, man. So don't waste time thinking about millions of users. I don't understand where this question comes from, right? What do you mean millions of users? You have 0 users now because you have nothing that you've built, right? So why raise a question like that's like saying if I start a gym today, will I be in 17 years a professional bodybuilder, right? Like that's not how you build products, man. Build a product that, and find 1 user, then 2 users, then 5 users, right? Not like to build something that handles millions of visitors a day, you need to build something that's actually useful. And building something that's useful is almost impossible today in a sea of highly saturated market. So why ask about millions of users, right? What are you gonna build to have millions of users, right? So build something, man, that somebody wants to use, that you even want to use. Try building a product that even you want to use, right? It's ridiculous to talk about millions of users when you have no product and not a single user, right? So don't waste your time with that, man. It seems a lot of you are influenced by influencers, right? Oh, this doesn't scale to 7 billion users. Like majority of you or us, 99.999% of people will never build anything that have 5 users, let alone millions of users, right? So let's not waste time with these types of things, right? Why wouldn't you run a project in a Docker container? That is a perfectly fine way to host things, right? What do you mean? Programmer Network is hosted using Docker Compose. We have 22 different containers. And right now, Programmer Network could handle thousands of requests for 20 euros a month, right? The whole infrastructure, the whole internet is running inside of Docker. Kubernetes is natively using Docker, Docker Swarm, Docker Compose, right? So of course, that's naturally how you're gonna host things. You have either something like Hetzner, DigitalOcean, or GCP or AWS. You have a Google Cloud Run, whatever, on GCP or whatever, and that's it. That's where you start always. You start with a simple API, simple database, then you add services as the complexity of the product arise when you need them. Then you start introducing Redis and Elasticsearch and Neo4j and Prometheus, Grafana, Loki, Promptail, etc., 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 right? but you always start with a simple thing that runs for $5 a month, and then you go from there. How do you do unit testing? Do you have an overview diagram explanation of that setup? Yeah, I do have it, yes. I'm also recording a course called Infrastructure of Startups now for Udemy. So I do have it. I mean, I can kinda run you through some stuff. I also have a diagram. But if we take a look at my other organization, which is private for now, you cannot see this. If you take a look at the orchestrator here, if we take a look at the Docker Compose here, we have traffic as a reverse proxy, we have Postgres, we have Redis, we have our API image, of course, we have log rotation, log rotate, Prometheus, alert manager, Grafana, Postgres exporter. This is basically an exporter for Prometheus to collect Postgres metrics, right? We have node exporter for metrics of our host server, the server itself, memory, CPU, etc. We have C advisor or container advisor for monitoring Docker container performance. We have Loki, of course, for collecting, doing file-based to analysis on physical logs. We have Promptail, obviously, which is shipping the logs to Loki, as you can see, as I wrote here. We have WhatsApp Docker, which keeps my Docker images updated. And then, of course, I have some other things like Portainer and stuff like that for development. So in development, we have Portainer, we have Bullboard for Rabbit, for BullMQ, which is our event-based system. We have Portainer, as I said. So there's a lot of stuff, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, let me not get there. That's a very long discussion. Infrastructure is a very long discussion, but programming network, I did all the infrastructure in Hetzner, and programming network is hosted essentially on Hetzner behind Cloudflare. And we're paying, I believe, 20 euros a month, but I could probably pay 10 euros a month. So you can see this is our usage on Cloudflare. Sorry, on Hetzner, we have 4 virtual CPUs, 16 gigs of RAM, and we are paying around 20 euros a month, right? But I could have also went for 10 euros a month, and it would still work with the traffic we have right now, right? Cool. Alrighty. Cool. Very good. So yeah, let's go. Let's keep on going now. So okay, so now is the time to start refactor, right? So articles.service.ts, is that, how did I, yeah, exactly, okay. So what I'm gonna do, because I'm doing this for a couple of days now, I'm gonna go to my, to one of my other places where I'm, so I'm gonna kind of just grab this crap here, and I'm gonna get here, right? I'm gonna call this articles service, or article, how am I? Articles service. And yeah, we're gonna, yeah, I'm exporting an actual class from here, then we're gonna, sure. So what I'm actually gonna start doing, and then we're gonna use AI to help us a bit to speed things up. What I'm going to do is I'm gonna start refactoring this a little bit so we improve it. So now we're gonna rename some things, we're gonna do various types of things, right? So let's, yeah. So let's call this, sure. So let's call this get articles by username, sure. And then we're gonna start kind of. Neo, thank you very much, man. I'm always happy to hear that, dude. That's why I'm often, not very often with you here, but when I am, I try to exactly have an effect on you guys in that way. So thank you, man. That's very good. That's very good to hear. I'm very happy to hear that. Very happy to hear that, my friend. Okay, so that is the problem, of course, for now, because we need to eventually, when I'm done with all of the refactor, we're gonna kind of get there, and then over here we're gonna have to say private user, and then I guess we need to. I should have iUser model, which should be yeah, that's correct, sure. And then this should be this dot user, cool. This should be this dot article. Author ID is my foreign key, I believe. Then my custom error, I'm gonna have to, I don't remember that I've ever created this custom error, which it seems that I have, which is a bit weird, but I'll need to revisit that a bit in a moment, so let's bear with me. Okay. And then this guy is telling us, hey Alex, I don't know what you're talking about, bro. There's no author ID on this table, right? So let's take a look at the table. Let's go here and say show table DDL. There is in fact an author ID. As we can see here, it's an integer, which is also problematic. I should have used UUIDs for all of the IDs in the platform, not the incremental integers. That was a mistake. Who knows, maybe one day I can write a massive migration script that's gonna solve that problem. But for now, that's not a problem. Okay, so what we need to do to tell this guy, hey user model, hey abstraction of mine, there is in fact an author ID on the actual article, right, as we just saw. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go here, and that's kind of ironic, but we need it. So and we're gonna do this, and then this guy should kind of stop complaining, which that just did. And then here we need to also say private tag, yeah, sure. And then we're gonna do this, great. And then if we kind of tab into there, that should be fixed as well. And then come on, cursor, help me here. And then here we're gonna say to JSON, right? There's Sequelize have this to JSON method that converts the actual Sequelize document, which is an abstraction, to an actual just a JSON payload, right? Because that's what we want to return. We just want to return a plain. Just Carol is, hey buddy, good evening, good day. And then yeah, so this, the product of this is going to basically be array of articles of these specific properties. I aspire to be this quick when coding. There's nothing fundamentally impressive in what I'm doing, man. I've just done this same shit so many times that it's almost like a reflex. So don't worry, you'll get there. There's nothing that I'm doing here that's actually impressive in custom error user not found. I mean, yeah, we can kind of simplify this. So let's just say throw. Now I'm not gonna use a custom error. It's fine. Actually get rid of that. Nah, no, dude, stop saying custom error. I don't want the custom error. Let's just say, let's use just native JavaScript error constructor here and say, all right, cool. So this technically should be fine. Just to clean it maybe a little bit, you could say we could wrap this like this and then say to JSON, right? But then we would have to, I guess, await like in here, right? Wait, what is it? I see it. We can't. All right, sure, no problem. Okay, order by created at descending, and then do this. Okay, cool, very good. So kind of now we're getting somewhere. So now we have the service, and now we're gonna start slamming those. So let's find. We're gonna slightly reorder them. Where is the one by username? Let's add this one, right? So here we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna do no. And then we're gonna say handler. So we're gonna actually say handler, and then we're gonna say request and response, and we're gonna kind of need to import this service here, and then eventually we're gonna get rid of the controller. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna have to say here new article service, and then it's not going to take that, is it? Yeah, sure. Yeah. Article service, sure. And then here we need to provide a type as well. So params is going to be username, I suppose. And that's problematic a little bit. Give me 1 second. How am I doing it over here? I don't remember. I see. Oh, yeah, fuck. I forgot one thing. Sorry. We need to do this as well, right? Then we need to go all... Shit, that's wrong. Abort. Okay. Users, yeah. Sure, where is it now? Article service. Articles router, yeah, over here. So this is what I'm going to do now. I'm actually going to name this app. I'm going to import this bad boy here. I'm going to get rid of this and export. Actually, we can just export. Yeah, never mind. All good. So I'll just do that. I'll move up there. And then we're going to rename this. We're going to say change all occurrences, rename symbol to fastify maybe. Yeah, sure. The free code. Hey, buddy. Good day. Cool. Okay. So now we have a first kind of example of refactor thing here with a service instead of a controller, which we're going to get rid of soon. So that should kind of work, and we should go and see if that actually works. So in theory, it should work, but I don't know. So if I go to my profile, so I think it is farting out a little bit, which is fine. We'll fix it. Yeah, it is. Articles is required. And that is because blah, 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 get article schema. Oh, I see. Because there's really no articles like this, we're now directly returning an array. So we need to clean that up, I believe. So there's this fella over here. And then there's this thing over here, which I believe is problematic. Now, let's take a look at that. Okay. So technically, yeah, that is correct, but my UI is not expecting them like this. It is expecting them as an object that has one property called. So actually, that's fine, right? I'll do that still, just to not mess with the UI right now. So I'm actually going to go here. I'll go in here, and I'll fix that by simply saying something such as return articles, and then whatever this yields, right? And then that should kind of most likely fix it, right? And it does. There we go. Okay, cool. So that's one of them, right? And now we need to continue. So what I'm going to be doing, so we're going to go here. We're going to now get rid of this bad boy here. We're going to do this. And then we're going to, let's maybe focus on this one. Now this should be a lot faster, hopefully, because now we have kind of, we could use the AI to kind of speed things up, but I'm not going to do that simply because I need to review every single one of those. AI, unfortunately, while it's impressive and fascinating, also can slow things down if you are not careful. So I will actually use it here. It will help me still a lot, but I need to do it under my own supervision, right? Also, you can see, technically, this we could have written a little bit differently here as well, right? So I would much rather prefer that. So yes, and then what do we have here? We have the slug and username. So let's just say here slug username, sure. Isn't there like stack or something here? I need to update these links. Just FYI for many of you who never watched my stream. I don't stream much. I'm not a typical streamer or something like that. So a lot of these links and stuff are just yeah, they're maybe not updated. So I actually don't know, to be very frank with you. I don't remember. At one point in time, I might update them, but I can't promise. Okay. So if throwing an object like this is that whenever to turn off the notifications, maybe, I mean, I've been refactoring lately a lot of stuff. Let me see. So what do you mean if I go to my settings? You mean if you go here, is this what you mean? Is this what you're trying to disable? I mean, there's a high probability that it fucks up. So you want to disable notifications. Let's see. Yeah, something's fucked up. Yeah, we'll fix that now as well. I've been doing massive amount of work lately in the time that I had. Yeah, we'll fix that now. Let me actually just write it down. 1 second. Yeah, all right. Let's fix it actually right away because I don't want things to be broken. So let me just pause the articles for a second. Let's go there to notifications. Update your notifications. Wait, where am I? Okay, let me reopen this. Let me actually open a new window. Let me open the front-end project. Sure. Okay, let's go, let's try locally. So let's see what happens locally when we do that. Yeah, so we are actually getting a, we're getting an infinite loop here from something. Ah, I see what's happening. No, I know. Sure. Yeah, I see. I see already what's happening, most likely. We'll fix it in a moment. We have this dependency here that's fucked up, right? Yeah, that's unfortunate, yeah. Alright, let me push this and it should be fixed. Give me 1 second. Because I was doing some cleanup work here. So this got fucked up. Alright, give it 2 minutes for the for GitHub Actions, or actually for Cloudflare, to deploy this to production and then try again. Thank you, man, for reporting. Okay, getting back to thank you, man, or girl. All right, so let's continue here. So yeah, so we try to get a user. If there's no user, then we construct a query here. Sure. Hey Dev, good man, good. I have another guy. We have Cedric now joined kind of the project to help out, so it's a lot more fun for me, man, as well. But thank you for asking, dude, and I'm happy that you kind of like it more. I like it a lot more as well myself, to be very frank with you. All right. How long have you been working on this? I don't know, man. I mean, I work on this in a very unpredictable way, right? I mean, again, as I say, this whole platform nearly has been built inside of this stream. There's sometimes I don't stream for like 3 months, right? Sometimes I stream 2 days in a row, then I don't stream in 2 months, right? So I do this for, I mean, this project is my passion project, but streaming is I do just when I feel like it, right? So it's very hard to say. I don't actively work on this, right? This is my side project for a very long time is going to be. For many years to come, I'll be building this platform without a doubt, right? So how long is it taking? I don't evaluate it because I work on it whenever I have the time, from wife and kids and work and all of the other stuff, right? So it's very hard for me to answer that question, right? I don't actually know. I don't quantify it like that. Yeah, that's not actually true. It's deliberate on mobile. It's not deliberate on desktop. On mobile, it's very hard. I agree with you, actually. I think that was a mistake. On mobile, there's almost no other way, because then sometimes it breaks responsiveness, right? On desktop, it's not deliberate. We're gonna actually update that in a second. Give me a moment just to finish this. So let me just review this again. That's correct. That is correct as well, it seems to me at least. Get a username and slug. Username and slug. Okay, so now we're kind of farting out because... Wait, let me see. Oh, I see. No, I know what the problem is, yeah. What do you think looks better on resume? Theoretical neural network and all this project there? I don't honestly... I don't know, man. I don't know. For me, when I hire people, it's all about their knowledge that they can show and the things that they can show that they've done, right? Resumes and CVs are very often a self-perception of who one thinks that they are, right? So you can write on the resume whatever you want. You can write on it that you're a Batman in your free time, and in the evening that you're Superman as well, right? But fundamentally, when you get on an interview, right, you need to show what you're actually capable of to do, right? So so that is the problem, right? Often I don't know, honestly. I wish I can tell you something more meaningful, but unfortunately I can't. I don't know, maybe both. Who knows, right? I honestly don't know. For me, practical knowledge projects is always what I personally value, right? That's what I care about for people to show. Can people talk about code? What they're saying is really relevant to me, right? A lot of people are watching their favorite YouTubers, Twitch gods, whatever, right? And they are just talking crap. Why are you not using this? But when you ask them what have they ever built, they're very silent instantly, right? So that is unfortunately the problem, right? So I would always say focus on building things, right? And that always is going to help you a lot more than talking about things, because everybody can talk about things, right? That's very easy. That's no brainer, right? Right, you're only worth as much as you can show for, right? Why are you not using Rust programming language? And I'm like, okay, what have you ever built in Rust yourself? They disappear, right? Or any other example. There's millions of examples, right? This community on Twitch is hilarious. There's so many posers on this platform who've actually never built any fucking thing once in their lifetime, and they're just talking crap because you have typical... A person here goes from one stream to another and just gathers acronyms and terminology and like, why are you not using dependency injection, right? Like, shut the fuck up, man, right? Just build something, bro. It's right. So just build things, man. Just build things and don't pay attention to noise. that's always going to get you very far. Right? Influencers are just crazy, right? So don't pay attention to influencers. If you do, it's not going to be good for you. It's not going to be good for you. Very nice. Okay. Sure. Set the user is authenticated. Yes. Get article. Yes. If no user. Sure. I'm just reviewing this. Need to be careful. Sorry. Then if it's... There's think about cybersecurity. Security for me is the first principle of building software, right? So absolutely, man. For me, security is not a afterthought. So for me, when I write software, there are two things which are the most critical and always first on my list: error handling and security. This is how top-notch software developers like Bjorn Stjortup, who invented C++ and many others, have written code for decades. Error handling is the most critical part of your system, and then security is the right there with it, and then everything else, right? So even if you write shitty code, it's better to write secure and shitty code than pretty and insecure code, right? So absolutely, man. I mean, look, I have my own Kubernetes cluster here at my home, and I use Kubernetes at work for many years, and I'm very good at infrastructure, so I'm very good at these things, right? But to tell you that you need these things would be ridiculous. So this is not about, I can probably shit on most people on this whole platform when it comes to most of these concepts. That's not the point. But there's one thing knowing something, because I've been doing this for 20 years, and there's shoving that same crap into people's faces, when in reality, 99.9999% of people will never need Kubernetes, right? So I'm a realist. So just because I know it, it doesn't mean I should kind of force others or right? You know. What do you think about meaningful comments in code? Yeah, sometimes they're necessary, right? If you're building something inherently that's out of the ordinary, then a comment or documentation can help, right? Yeah. Okay, very good. I like this. Give me a second. Query. Do I actually... Give me 1 second. I'm just... Why do I need this type? Do I actually need that even? I see. So, but... What? Can't we do something like this, right? Wait, let me just, I don't remember, I wrote this very long ago. So only the author of the article should be able to view its draft. So I want to include if the logged in user is the user, right? Okay. Fuck. I think this should be fine, right? I hope so. Okay, wait a minute. So if I go now to articles here, which are farting out now. Okay, actually, we're gonna have to fix this now as well. That's fine. We're gonna get to that point in a moment anyway. But I think this should be correct now. Is draft author. So we're gonna find the user. We're gonna check if the user that we are getting the article from is the logged in user, right? Yes. And then we're gonna say include the draft. Fuck, I'm not 100% sure, but it's fine. It's fine. No, you didn't. You broke nothing. I'm just going through things. Don't worry. You absolutely broke nothing. No. You broke nothing. Wait, I keep clicking on the wrong thing. But I did break it now with this, right? That is problematic. Let's see why. Yeah, and then if I go and if I actually just get rid of this, give me a second. Yes, right, okay. I see now, maybe I see, wait. So I'm conditionally including this logic. Yeah. I mean, you were so persistent, man. I respect that a lot. I respect that a lot, dude. Okay, let me actually just use AI for just once. So is there a better way to deal with this state where I only want the logged in user to be able to see its own drafts? Let's see what the AI says. That's what we all gonna fix this this stream. That's basically the product of last couple of days of just me massively just changing a bunch of stuff just for the sake of not having much time, honestly. But it's very good. Okay, sure. This is that's fine, right? Okay. What the fuck is happening, man? Oh, I see. All right, that is good. Okay, perfect. So that one is good now, you could say. Yeah. We're gonna leave that comment that you could say is meaningful. What I'm just going to do, actually, I'll just do it like this, because I like multi-comments. Okay, cool. I like that. Beautiful. Absolutely great. Super. Okay, and this is, let's call this, let's also be now, so let's say get article by slot, right? So we're gonna start cleaning that up as well. And then if we get over here, we'll nuke this fella from here. Yeah, let's now move the simple ones. So this should be fairly simple to move, some of the easy ones, if I may. So we're gonna jump there. This should take us less than a minute, honestly. So let's just reverse this logic. Let's do an import. Yeah, sure. Let's update that. Get all articles, sure. Let's, some of these relative imports are often broken, so I'll fix that. And then obviously we don't want this thing here, right? I suppose we really just want a page here. And then we will return the results. Cool, very good. Sure. We're gonna now move this guy also to preserve some sort of order as we're doing this. So we're gonna get rid of that. We're gonna say handler. Sure. We're gonna do this. Yeah, we're gonna hack that out in a moment. I think I'm aware of that already. Somebody shared that with me before. Okay, let's just test this one now. I think this should be get all articles. Yeah, very good. Okay, good. Let's now go over here and get rid of that and get rid of this. And let's now maybe focus on this one. Same crap, more or less. Sure. Nah, that's not gonna be there, but let's do it slowly. Nice, okay. We need the user ID, get articles with drafts. Okay, so basically here we're gonna get, let's say, logged in user ID. We're gonna say string. We're gonna do this. Beautiful. We'll do some validation there, sure, even though that's very less likely to happen. And then we're gonna do here to JSON, right? Is there any advice you would like to give a university student? There is. Build connections over your journey of studies. People are the most important asset, so leave good impressions anywhere you are. Without references, without people, you're not gonna get anywhere in life. And two, learn to love building things. Your job, you're a builder. You're not a coder. You're not a monkey. You're not a tool. You are a person with creative capabilities, critical thinking, etc. So work on your logic. Surround yourself with people that think like you, and that also those who don't think like yourself. You're gonna always learn from people that you disagree with more than those that you agree with in many cases. So be open-minded and learn to love building things, right? Not writing code, but building things, and writing code is simply a side effect of that desire to build things, right? Code has no intrinsic value at all. Value of code is zero if what you're building is not used by anybody. So fundamentally, you can write the most beautiful code on earth. If the product of your code is zero, the value of your code is zero as well, right? So just build things, and that's really the only thing that matters, is building things, right? So that's my tip for you. And never underestimate leaving good impression with people and learning to work with people. The most important skill in life, especially for the future, is going to be how well you're able to work with people, right? Because eventually, as we can already see it now, technical skills are losing in value, but what's never going to get lost in value is learning how to work with others, and and etc, right? David, hey buddy, good to see you. Not for long, maybe a couple of weeks now. It's been yellow, and we like it a lot. I like it a lot personally. Hopefully most people do like it. And of course, over here now we're gonna go and optimize a little bit. Very good to see you, man. I remember you very well. Thank you for coming, dude. That is awesome, man. What do I actually need here? Of course, man. Just focus on building. Focus on building connections, making friends along the way. Try to leave a good impression no matter where you are, online, offline, whatever. That's very, very important, right? If you fuck up there, nobody ever is gonna want to work with you or suggest you, etc, right? Programming is gonna change drastically as a profession, and understanding this and knowing what to focus on is really, really, really important. Really important. Do I really need created at though? I don't think so. Let me see now. I don't think I do, no. So I just wanna get as less fields as possible, right? So I don't think we need a link either. Actually, we do need a link, maybe for the sake of RSS feed when one imports it, right? So, but created at, I'm sure that I don't need. So this should kind of suffice, I believe. Yeah. Cool, cool, cool. Edit, cancel, delete. Nice, we're gonna need a modal there. Okay, very good. So that one is also done now. So get article with draft. So that's a nice one as well. Next one, we're gonna move this fella over here. Craft friend, hey. Thanks for advice. I totally agree with though I'm still a college year. Yeah, you guys are very young, and it's very good that you're asking questions like that, because you should. And sooner in your career you start, you know, taking care of these things, the better, right? So that's very good. It's very good. Very good, very good. How are you, Craft? How is life? Okay, so it seems to be working already, which is very good, I think. Wait. Maybe it's just some caching there. Is it? Oh, shit. I was thinking, what the hell is happening? Okay, so... No, that's not the one. Where is it? Notification, stop authors, articles, tags. By user tags. Yeah, but this is thoughts, right? Are you using Fastify? Yes, I am. Yes, absolutely. All right, we'll need to, okay, sure. But let's just, okay, so that seems fine for now. Services there, router, where's the controller? I'm gonna get rid of that, and then we're gonna keep, so we're gonna do the next one, which is this one. We're kind of gonna be done with this one pretty soon, actually, to be honest with you. So that's very good. That's very good. It's going pretty fast when you have the global search and replace on steroids, like this AI is, right? Ah, look at that. So nice. I mean, we can actually just return from here just as well, right? Mm-hmm. Sure. Let's get over here. Let's find this one. Let's kind of... Fastify is the most amazing thing that happened to Node.js since Node.js exists. It's absolutely fascinating. And I've been using Fastify mainly because of Matteo Collina for what, like several years now. And when did we start Programmer Network project? Like a couple of years ago, at least. And then we switched to it at work for some microservices as well. Most of them are written in Go, but yeah, Fastify is amazing, man. Okay, sure. That's probably going to fart out now. So if we actually go to a tag now, it should fail, I suppose, or maybe not. But now we're getting the articles by a tag name, and it does seem to work. These are the ones. But again, we can cut a lot on crap, right? We don't need, unless when I click I'm caching, but I'm not. So let's actually optimize that as well. We can optimize that a lot. I mean, optimize. It's not that it's a bottleneck of any sort, by no means, but there's really no point in delivering all of the data for no reason, right? So, and it's so simple not to deliver it. So, okay, now it's gonna fart out. It's gonna say, hey, blah blah blah, that something is required. That okay. So what we're really going to do is we're gonna actually go here, and then we're gonna clean this up eventually, right? So what I'm going to do. I'm actually get rid of this. I'm going to copy this. Then I'm going to go here. Then I'm going to go over here. And then I'll grab this bad boy, and we're just gonna replace this guy. And that should kind of make it work, right? Unless we are still missing something. Summary is required, okay? Yeah, it is in fact required, yeah. So summary. And then we'll probably clean up some of the stuff. Maybe we don't need all of this. Let's see. Let's see what my UI expects when I wrote this. Okay. Still farting out a bit. Let's see why. Invalid time value. Oh, I see. So it seems that created at... Yeah, so we're not delivering basically a thing that we need. So let's try this. Because our response schema is kind of formatting it, right? Still probably messing with the... cannot read ID of the author. Okay, sure. So we do need... and that's a little bit... I see what's happening. Okay. So we need a... But I'm going to also be very careful here. I'm just want to do the minimum, right? So we're going to say ID... as well, which is going to be a number, whatever. And let's see, I just want it to fail until we see exactly what my UI expects. Okay, so that's what my UI expects, right, for the tag. If I click it... okay. Okay, and you can see here that we're missing the username as well. So it's going to be username as well, I think, and then the rest is fine. And then we're gonna need to do a select on that left join as well. Okay, now it works. So yeah, nice, man. We're optimizing a lot of that stuff. Okay, so if we go back here, then you can see we can also say here attributes and then say, hey, from this left join, just give me an ID and a username. I don't need all of the crap, right? And also, what do we need? A title, we need a summary. We actually don't even need an ID, I believe, in here, right? Unless I'm using it as a like a key or something, right? But we can actually leave it there. So if we go back here, did I mess something up? Oh, I did. Why are you using? I'm using Fastify because it's fundamentally better than Express in every single thing that we can discuss. It's simply better. From logging, coming with Pino C-Logger, to plugin system, to having a Fastify support. So there's many reasons why. Nobody should be using Express.js anymore unless you're maintaining legacy software or the thing that you've maybe been using it for years. But if you're starting a new project, you should forget that Express exists. That's just ridiculous, right? You should just forget it completely that it exists. There's no point in thinking about Express anymore, right? Okay, very good. But if you have any concrete question about it, I'm very happy to elaborate. I hate giving shallow answers, so if you want me to elaborate more, I'm very happy to. Okay, before I do this, give me a second. Okay, that's very good. It's actually already there. So I'm saying give me the latest 5 articles, okay? And where am I using this? I don't remember. But we'll see. Okay. I guess, I mean, that's literally fine already. So it doesn't really matter. Musti Freak, hey. Good day, good evening, whatever it is there. How are you doing? Nah, really? No, I don't think we have any parameters actually here, right? So the only thing we need to do is get latest articles. I think that's what we're getting here. I see. Okay, let me actually see what's happening on the home page. latest articles. So what do I need? Author, created at, title, and slug. ID, title, created at, and slug. Okay, that's very good. So what I'm actually going to do, I'm gonna go back here. I'm gonna go back here. ID, title, created at, slug. Author doesn't seem to be required here because we're not showing it visually, right? So that's very good. And then it seems to me that there's no point doing this left join because we actually don't need it. So we're essentially going to just map through this crap. We can just do an implicit return, right? Like this. And that should technically suffice. Okay, let me read a couple of questions and then we continue. So maybe you could give me some advice or help steer me in the right direction. I have a project where I need to create an API that retrieves data from an open data site or tokens, and it would display one information on an HTML page. We started working with APIs this year, and I have the freedom to make the project more complex using Django or React, but I'm not sure whether I should make this more complicated than necessary. Okay, let's I don't have, there's no ads on my stream, just FYI. So if you're ever seeing ads, that's Twitch. I've never, since day one of this stream, ever had ads turned on. So if you're ever getting ads, I can't do anything about it. That's Twitch doing to you, not me, just FYI. Okay, so let's discuss this question. Let's answer a few questions and then we continue. Okay, so let's discuss this. All right. I mean, look, not to sound like an asshole, right? Let's not, look, Twitch is a service, right, that has to pay salaries, right? Twitch business model is very simple. There's creators like myself, there's you guys, consumers, and you guys are supposed to pay me for the entertainment or knowledge you're getting. Because you're not paying me, and because most of you are not paying anyone, in fact, the price you have to pay is watching ads, right? Of course, in some twisted reality, in perfect world, everything would be free and nobody would have to work for anything. So I don't give a shit about Twitch. I don't defend them. I'm just saying, because you guys don't want to pay for the service you're getting, maybe you're thinking that you're not getting anything. Maybe you're just watching my stream and thinking, look at this asshole, right? That's perfectly fine. But if you don't want to watch ads, Twitch is telling you you have to pay, right? And that's it. YouTube is gonna tell you the same, and that's just how it works, man. There's nothing free on this. As you know, if a service is free, you are the product as a user, and you are in fact the product. The reason why you whatever exists, I'm just talking about in isolation from that, right? That's just how it works, right? You pay or you find another way. That's how it is. Let's get back to the question about the API. So let's just be very quick with this because it's very simple, right? So you have some user interface, right? You have some user interface, right? Some client. It can be mobile app, smartwatch, web app, whatever. You have some client. You have some system level app like Qt, C++, you know, you have some C# UI, whatever it is, it doesn't really matter. UI is a UI, it's just an interface where a person clicks on something, right? Then we have some service that we talk to, in this case, some API. It can be any other service, right? Now the question that the question that QtoWiki is asking is like, he's wondering, should I, you know, use some sort of a library or a framework in my user interface, right? Should I do that? Because I need to call something on the internet and tell this something, hey, AP, give me some data, right? And this guy is going to give you some data, right? That's really how the entire internet works for 30 years. You ask for something and you either do or don't get something based on the whatever. And then we have HTTP protocol that defines how this thing, then we have WebSockets and gRPC. We have a bunch of these protocols. Fundamentally, they're very simple. They define how the client and the service, in this case, communicate, right? And then let's say you got something back, right? So now the question is, do I need a UI library, a framework, a full-fledged framework, or can I do natively things like, can I just write JavaScript? Well, that depends what your goal is, right? So that depends, what is your goal? Do you want to learn JS? Or do you just want to build something that works? So fundamentally, what is your goal here? Why are you doing this? Of course, in reality, you will always use some library or some framework. Just to cut it short, you're gonna do that not because you necessarily always need it. You're gonna do that because of community, hiring, etc., etc. So the reason why we need frameworks, as I spoke about it many times, is not because of performance or whatever, it's because of standardization, right? So we have 2 or 3 modern tools that we can find a job with. So we have React and Vue, and it's same in any industry, right? So what should you use on this end here depends what your goal is. If you just want to learn how the browser works, how the JavaScript works, how are these UI libraries built, then you should of course use JavaScript and try to build your own UI library just to see how these things work. But you also don't have to, right? You can also use any of these 7 billion existing UI libraries frameworks, right? They come out every single day. So what you should do here depends on your goal. I always say you should learn the native language that you're writing. You should learn it really well. And I think if you're ever wondering why we need frameworks and tools, I always advise everybody to just write it without using modern tools, right? So if you're ever wondering why do we need modern tools, try building things without modern tools, and then you're gonna derive the conclusion yourself without me needing to tell you. So if you're wondering, do I need React or whatever, or should I use plain whatever JS or plain Rust or plain X, right? Build it in plain, and then you derive the conclusion yourself, right? In most cases, the conclusion is going to be, yeah. Make it yourself, because you're going to learn a lot other things, not just how the things work. You're going to also understand why frameworks and libraries exist, what they're for, what's the root cause of them existing, right? And you will learn it has nothing to do necessarily with developers. Like 20 years ago or so, or maybe 15, we did write a lot of plain JavaScript manually. And then at one point, like with every other pattern, we came to a conclusion that we are rebuilding the same thing for every company, every application. Rebuild the router, rebuild the state machine, rebuild this, rebuild that, rebuild the rendering engine, rebuild the algorithm that minimizes the updates on the screen. And then at one point in time, some dude said, fuck, we're not gonna be re-implementing a reconciliation algorithm every single project. Right? So this is why things exist. They're the product of history of building products and realizing, I mean, come on, in every app I need to handle my state. In every app I need a router. In every app I need to handle errors. In every app I need to call third-party services or my own services. So these things are a product of knowledge accumulated over the years, right? So that's why we have them. But what would be advantage of being a full stack dev using frameworks? Less pioneers. You would need to elaborate on your question. I'm not sure. I don't understand the question. I'm sorry. I disagree that there's a framework every week. I think that's again another product of bullshitters here in Twitch and YouTube. There is no new framework every week. There are 2 or 3 frameworks out there which are stable, and if you learn any of these 3, you're good. So there's Angular, Vue.js, and React, and that's what where your focus should be. It's the same with programming languages. There's some very good programming languages like Go, C#, JavaScript, maybe even PHP sometimes if you're into WordPress and stuff. So I don't think that way. I don't think why would you. I mean, I'm quite proud of people who are writing these tools, right? So instead of shitting of them and saying, because you have to understand that if there wasn't for these types of people who are building these tools, the tools that you like today wouldn't exist. So it's good that we are having people building amazing tools every day, and then every now and then something that somebody built turns out to be amazing, and then the businesses start investing money into it, etc., right? Because if we would reverse that mindset, we would never move away from anything, right? People build things because they have ideas, so we should incentivize them to do more of that, not less of that, right? I don't think that's a problem. I think that's a blessing, right? Imagine if these people who built Rust and JavaScript and C#, whatever, if they didn't exist, right? Then you wouldn't have these languages existing today, right? Quote to Vicky, my pleasure, man. Good to have you. Fullbringer, I don't actually think I don't think that people shit on JavaScript. I think that's just the product of these influencers on these platforms such as Twitch, right? The whole world, JavaScript is the most popular programming language, and is the language that's the most accessible and used the most. And the whole there's 4 billion devices out there running on the browser, right? So people can shit on whatever they want, but these are just facts, right? Yeah, it's just, I think a lot of people on this platform are just influenced very badly by some people, and that is unfortunately the problem. Yeah. No, you're absolutely right, Fullbringer, and that's what I'm saying. These people are typically influenced by people, right? They have no idea what they're talking about. That's the problem. So half of them don't know JavaScript, they're intimidated by it, then therefore they're frustrated, they suck, and the rest 50% is just the influence, right? For 20 years in this industry, it has never been worse when it comes to influencers, right? You have a bunch of developers today who are not engineers. I would never label them as engineers. I would actually call them what they call themselves, developers, because they're just code monkeys, right? They can't critically think, and instead of that, they're just relying on these sources of bullshit, such as these split keyboards and green terminals and shit. So the product of that is the influence. So sure, I get that your coworkers are saying that, but they're not saying that because they think that or they've ever built anything using this technology. They're saying that is because they're just influenced and they're just parroting. It's a tribe. It's a tribe environment that every industry is part of. It's not just, this is not just programming. If you go into marketing and sales and any sorts of engineering, the patterns are the same. People typically, it takes way less effort to join some sort of ideology than to actually understand something, right? So it has always been. That's why trends exist. This year we're listening to this music. This year we're wearing these clothes, right? This year we're thinking this way. Next year we're gonna think this way, right? So this is a typical human behavior. It has nothing to do with, let's say, JavaScript in this context. People just parrot shit that somebody else is saying, and that makes them feel part of something, right? You know, so that is just that's just human nature. It has no correlation to reality. That's just, take any industry, any industry, you're gonna get the same, right? People like to dramatize things, right? Yeah, that fucking sucks. Okay. Then I guess we'll need to be a bit more specific here, right? That's a little bit weird, but it's okay. What's the technical work in your career? I don't think, I'm not necessarily proud of my technical work. I'm proud of the products I build and that people are using, right? I'm not proud of my React components or my API. There's honestly very little to be proud about that. But I'm proud to see the products that I built or the companies that I was part of running their software on airports or all across the world, or in top-notch. Like when I was working at Airtame, you know, Airtame is used by Harvard, Stanford, major airports around the world. Dream Data company where I work now, where I'm running my team, is used by billion-dollar companies. So these are the things that I'm proud of. I'm not proud of building and writing another query or returning articles using a return statement, right? I'm proud of kind of building something that is used and it's helping people every day, right? So I can only answer it that way. So the types do match. So what the fuck? ID title created at slug, right? So that is correct, in fact. So it's some discrepancy. String. Ah, it's the ID that's fucked up. Okay. Shit. So this should be number, right? Yes, I guess. And then this. Yeah, I mean, this is now a little bit irritating, but it's okay, right? Yeah, it's fine. It's because, okay. Wait, let's... What? Okay, Jesus Christ, man. So hard. Takes so long. Okay, let's see. Does that actually work now? Latest articles. Is that true? Title, slug. Yeah. Sure. But what are we missing then? Username. Ah, okay, so we are actually... Ah, okay, so we do need a username. I see, because when we click on it, we need to construct the URL. Crap. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so so we made a tiny mistake there, right? So we do need an author here. We need a username. And then, yeah, so as author, which means here we're going to have author to JSON as well. Sure. What? Harish, hey. Cannot find name author. That's weird. Okay. For sure, JigDev, for sure. There's a lot of tasks summing up. It's just the time is problematic thing, right? I do this when I have the time, and Cedric now is also part of the team. For sure, man. So actually, maybe we don't need this, right? Maybe we can just say author. And then... it should be something like that, right? Nice. Very nice. So that's very minimalistic, and that's exactly what we need. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Great, great, great. Okay. So we can go now to the controller as well. Get rid of it from here. We're almost getting there, finishing it. Let's see, what do we want to do next? We want to say create article. Let's move this one now. Getting there, getting there. It's just I very much need to do it slowly like this because I want to make sure that I just myself go through every single one of these things slowly and make sure now that when I'm doing it that, because this whole platform is built basically inside of the stream, right? So yeah, now it's the time to yeah, to yeah, recap that. Sure. Mm-hmm. Interesting. So we'll actually need to revise this. Nah, we need this. We need this, I remember. I've never worked with Fastify, but what is the reason that you're putting everything? Because I no longer need controllers, right? I'm just calling the service inside of my route, and that's it. So there's abstractions are a part of common sense, right? You can have 16 abstractions over something, and you can have 0 or none, right? I hate abstractions unless there's a very good argument why we need them, right? The biggest problem with clean architecture and all of these concepts is that the biggest problem with object-oriented programming, the biggest problem with any patterns which are based on predictions of necessity in the future is that they do so much harm to the software industry. So for example, a lot of these abstractions are based on a premise, but what if one day you just decide to replace one database with another? What if one day you just decide to drop this over this? For 20 years, for 18 years of professional work in this industry, I've never worked yet in a company that has replaced the database that they used for 5-10 years just completely with another one. So you are choosing to design and architect your entire architecture with a potential change sometimes in the future, right? So that is the biggest problem with abstractions. People go crazy, especially younger developers, people coming out of the schools. They read the pragmatic programmer, they read a lot of this crap, and then they're very inclined and they feel very powerful when they write 6 abstractions of calling a function. These abstractions, of course, affect your performance and memory a lot, of course, because calling one function or calling 6 functions passing references is vastly different, right? No, but look, don't misunderstand me, free space. Nobody's saying that these things are not gonna happen sometimes. But we cannot take statistics like that and say, well, because these things happen to 1% of companies or 0.1, let's all work like that. It doesn't make sense. And second, of course, the premise that these abstractions guard you with migration have nothing to do with that. If I wanted to migrate now to a different database, it would make no difference if I have 6 abstractions or 1, especially if the database I'm migrating to doesn't support the ORM that I'm using. So if you're using an ORM that's built for a specific database already, you're almost in a way fucked either way, right? So there's so many things out there. So that's why I'm saying you need to be very careful with your abstractions, and you need to know why do you have them, right? So that is the point. Yeah, actually we're not going to have this one now, unfortunately. So for now, as we're gonna just say to do add type because we don't have it yet, that's fine. We'll fix that soon. Just not to diverge us from this. And then here, yeah, sure. We're gonna say this articles, yes. Yes, sure. We need a cache here, that's fine. Then we'll need to import our cache, either instance or whatever it is. I don't actually know. We'll see in a moment. User dot controller cache. Do I have? No, for sure, but I can easily see. I mean, there are two companies, there are only 2 companies on this planet that I deeply dislike. I don't want to use word hate, but you can actually easily say that I hate them. There's only 2 of them. Oracle and Adobe. These 2 companies I hopefully never have to interface with again. So I can easily see why you wanted to switch from Oracle to Postgres. And I hope that you never, ever in your lifetime have to use Oracle again. I genuinely hope that. So I fully understand your why you guys did that. Is this my cache? Yeah, it is. Okay, good. I don't know, guys, like I really need to do some better work. Like some of you are asking what are you building? And literally we have a pin on top of this chat. So maybe I need to do something better, because it seems that it's not clear to people from that link that's attached on top of the chat what we're doing, right? Hello, bro. I'm not doing good. I learn a coding, but I not build anything. What should I do? Well, you should build things. Hook options. What the fuck is hook options? Did I invent that? Where did I get the hook options for? Oh shit. Is this something I've invented for, because it doesn't seem that they even have it in the documentation, man. Hook options. Yeah, fuck. That's so weird. Let me see how am I using this. After create, yeah, this is something I've invented, right? Options. Yeah, shit. I see. So how do we extend? The model static? I suppose we would have to extend the static model. I don't cache articles. I don't cache things that, I mean, I try to not cache anything unless there's a very good reason. Like, let me actually turn it back to you. Why would I cache articles? What for? I mean, I'm talking now in this context. Why would I do it? I just want to kind of have a discussion about it. So why would I cache? Let's reverse it this way. Why would I cache almost anything right now in Programmer Network? Maybe let me even raise the question to so why do you think that I would do that? I see. No, okay, okay, no, please, fuck yeah. I love these discussions. That's why I ask. So okay, so I'm not actually caching articles at all. What I'm caching is the article ID to an article slug, because my notification system, which was built on this stream as well, my Redis notification system based. Let me show you. Is so let me show you. So the way that this notification system is built is, as you can see, I'm caching the article ID to an article slug, right? I'm also doing the same for users. I'm also doing the same for tags. So when you go to Programmer Network and when you get a notification, I can show these notifications very effectively, very efficiently, because I store the metadata of these notifications and then I translate them against the cache that I have in my Redis, right? So that's why the notification system is so effective, because whenever there's some notification, I can instantly turn that metadata into a human readable notification very quickly. I don't have to do any lookups to a database, because every resource that I have is cached in Redis, right? So that's what I'm doing it for. Alexander, are you working in any company? You have my LinkedIn included in Twitch About section. Yeah. Gijen boy, hey. Hey to you as well. Okay, so I don't actually know how to type this, honestly. So I wonder if I can somehow, just for now, TS ignore this or whatever until I... Okay, nice. Very nice. Can you tell me what is a mid-size software, please? Can you define that for me? Alright, so that is kind of good, I suppose. Besides this, that I need to type out, I suppose. Find a way to extend maybe static model with this specific option, because that's what I kind of invented. Okay, create article. But yeah, but I need you to define what a complex is. What is a large project, right? I mean, you didn't answer the question. What is that? My pleasure, man. My pleasure. What is a complex project, right? So you need to define that for me. Otherwise, I can't give you I need yeah. Interesting. 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 Why am I doing a left join here is a question which we will respond with in a moment. It's interesting that we're doing that. In fact, new article. Why am I doing a left join when doing this? Yeah, I don't think there is a reason actually. So we can maybe optimize that as well. In fact, we could maybe go as far and say, hey, let's not do this extra query here. Absolutely relevant, no performance implication there either way. So I'm just trying to inherently make it simpler. It has nothing to do with performance, really. It's such a cheap database action, right? It's just to kind of see, is it necessary or not? That's the main question. Publish. Yeah, it's not necessary, right? So that's very good. Okay, that's perfect, man. That's very good. So we can kind of simplify that as well. Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful. I mean, great. Super. That's great. I like that. Okay, so let's go back here. Let's keep slamming them down. So this one is down now as well. George, hey, good to see you, man. It's been a while. How you doing? How's life? Let's do this one now. I guess this is gonna be I body, right? Something like this, I suppose. And then article ID, it's gonna be a string. You need to define better. We need to be very careful. I'm very allergic to using words such as better or worse in programming. I don't know what that means. And I hate using vague terminology when talking about programming, right? So we need to, you need to tell me what is better, right? Nice, man, nice, very good. Give me 1 second. My question, whenever any of you raise a question, right, is why did you switch more performant, more rich in features? There's no such thing in relation to technology. There's no such thing out there that's more rich in features. That doesn't exist. More performant, how? Performant where? Can you define performance? Like when you click a button, it's clicking the button faster. Can you tell me, what do you mean more performant? And I'm not trying to be an asshole, man, or anything like that, so please don't misunderstand me. I just need to make sure that when we discuss things, they're meaningful, not based on our, not coming from asshole, right? Why did you switch the project to TypeScript? Yes, I absolutely did say it's not needed, and it was not needed when we were mocking things up, right? Now, when the project is becoming bigger, we do need it. So you're absolutely right, as I was saying before, and I would still say it now. Everything comes and it's at its own time, right? So was it needed before? No. Is it needed now? It is, yeah. I'm just trying, when I ask the follow-up questions, when you guys raise questions, you have to understand that I'm trying to trigger you intentionally so you can learn to formulate better questions. Because if you want to be an engineer and you can't formulate a basic question, you're going to have a lot of issues in your career. So if you come to this stream and ask me what is the better library, and I ask you what better means, and then you respond, let's say more performant or more rich in features, and then I ask you follow-up questions on this. I think performant in terms of quicker rendering or more scalable when there are many moving parts. Things are fluid for a web application with 100+ components. I mean, Vicky, these are very arbitrary questions you're asking. You're trying to create a use case that you don't have in order for me to give you an answer that would make no sense, right? So that is like saying, should I buy a car that goes 700 miles an hour or the one that I can buy that goes 600 miles an hour? You're creating arbitrary use cases that almost don't exist. Can you send me a product now? Can you find me a product now? And it'll send me the link here with a web application with 100+ components. I'm trying to guide you to your own answer here. And I will continue to try to give you an answer that way. Because you're trying to construct an argument that doesn't exist, right? There's no such thing as performance when it comes to modern URL libraries. They're all performant because majority, 99.9% of websites are forms, text, images, and inputs, right? So can you send me that website with 100+ components? Now, if you can, send it to me now, please. And then we'll look at it together. Right, so I'm trying to guide you in a way so you understand that the question you're asking and the things you're focusing on are meaningless, right? Because that's not why we use URL libraries. I've never yet seen, unless maybe with some exceptions, things such as trading and stuff like that, where people are talking about, oh, this button, when I click it, it's so much faster than when I click it in this other UI library, right? That doesn't happen, right? So unless you can provide these places where these massive, complex applications exist, then you already have your answer, man. You're focusing on completely wrong metrics when you're assuming what you should learn and what you should use, right? You should focus on demographics in your area where you live, what it is that the companies where you live are hiring for, how many jobs are there, etc., etc. This should be your metrics when trying to figure out what you should use, right? If Facebook can use React for Facebook having 4 billion users, you can probably also use it for your Hello World app at home that nobody will ever see, nor will it ever see the light of the day from your GitHub page, right? So if you're ever in doubt, the answer is there for you all, right? It's just ridiculous even asking these questions, like, is React performant enough? Well, if it's performant enough for a fucking platform that has 4 billion people on it or 3 billion, then it's probably performant for our apps that have 7 users, out of which 4 are family members, right? So this is just critical thinking and basic common sense. So again, you're focusing on fundamentally completely wrong thing here, and that is the problem. Okay, so there is some cache on that page. I've also noticed that. Okay, interesting, huh? But if I do refresh, I guess we do. Never mind. Okay, interesting. Okay, well, that has worked. Ismail Dev, hey buddy, how you doing? All right, where is it? Update article. Hi man, how you doing? How's life? I see. I see. Sure. Yeah, nah. Shit, didn't I get to that point? No, okay. So once we get to that resource one day, we'll kind of also do that as well, right? For now, that's just what it is. That's how it is, okay? And then we're basically returning nothing. So let's just say here, promise void, right? And then where commentable ID, okay, just nuke all the articles, sure. So nuke the article. I guess we could create a transaction here, right? So what the fuck is happening? Yeah, dude. Yeah, I appreciate the straightforward answer. I think it was more of a general question because I'm thinking of using you because I heard many great things. You will hear many great things about every technology depending where you're looking for and where you're confirming your bias, right? Everybody is biased about something, and you can hear great things about Hitler as well if you asked the right, or in this case, wrong people, right? So hearing things on the internet is not an indicator to say of valid choice or invalid choice. There's literally people still who glorify Hitler, right? They think he was great. And I'm not saying that Vue.js is Hitler. I love Vue.js, but the point that I'm trying to make in a very radical way here is to say that you can hear great and not so great thing about every subject on earth, and it all boils down to your own bias, how much you want to confirm it or how much you want to deny it. So if you want to hate on JavaScript, for example, I'm sure you're going to find many assholes out there shitting on that language, and you're going to also find many people saying great things. So you can do this about everything, which doesn't mean that hearing or not hearing something makes it right or wrong. You need to use critical thinking, problem-solving skills, and many other things to understand what it is that you need and that you expect and that you like, instead of hearing things, right? It's good to hear other people's perspective, but again, you can hear X amount of perspectives about nearly every subject on earth, right? So it really boils down then to your own values, your own feelings, your own logic, how you perceive that information, right? So that's just how it is, right? Yeah. One second, my wife is saying something. Cedric, dude, I love you, man. Thank you very much dude, thank you. I'm gonna round up the stream soon. My wife is calling me. Gonna need to put my kid to sleep soon as well. So yeah, but dude, thank you, dude. Thanks. See you, man. Cheers. Have a good rest of the Sunday. Say hi to your better half. Okay, this is very good. So let's go to the router. And yeah, so we'll get rid of this bad boy here. Yeah, we're returning 204 from this, I suppose, I hope. So actually, I will reply here with nothing. I'll just say status 204. We're gonna do this, right? We need to type it out, right? Params, sure. Yeah. No, this is Fastify. This is Node.js. And this is a programmer network. I don't know if you're seeing these links. I'm sorry for the spam. I hate doing that. It's just I need to do better job in my stream of people understanding what the hell am I working on, because I get a little bit it's a little bit yeah, it's a little bit confusing that people still can't figure that out from actually watching me do things. So nice. Okay, so we can see that it works. Beautiful. Yeah, so we can then, so soon we're gonna be able to just nuke the whole controller, and then we're done with this resource, and then we can also just end the stream on a good note, and then see each other hopefully in a couple of days again when I have the time to stream. Hopefully soon. Yeah, but I mean, it's called programmer network, right? Does it really need explanation? Also, when you go to sign up, there is some minimal explanation. It's just, and it's a genuine question. I mean, like, if it needs some better explanation, sure. It's literally called, the main name is www.programmer.network. My assumption was that this is going to be so clear and easy to understand that, you know, like, no explanation is needed. Maybe I'm wrong in my assessment, and if I am, feedback is absolutely welcome, right? It's just seems very, like, clear to me. If I would come to www.programmer.network, to me personally, it would seem very clear what it actually is. But if you're saying that it's not, then, well, fuck. Then we need to do something about it, right? No, but I'm not only talking. No, it's fine. I think I need to do something better about it, right? But also, like, there is on top of the chat, isn't there a link, right, as well? No, it's fine. It's genuine question. Please, it's an amazing feedback. It's just, it's probably not clear enough, right? If it was clear enough, people wouldn't be asking the question. So that's really good to hear, right? You can't see it? Oh, fuck. You can't see it here on top of the chat? Like, it's literally here. You can't see this. I mean, how can you not see this, right? Oh, I see. Okay. Well, maybe then, sure. That's what it is. But I hear you. Thank you very much, Free Space. I think you're right. I agree with you, and I think we can definitely convey the idea better. So I appreciate that, man. Thank you, dude. I appreciate it. Because this is an event emitter, there's really nothing that we can... Yeah, sure. I'll think about it. I don't want to spam people, right? I mean, fundamentally, I actually do want people who like the thing to join. I would much prefer, right? Okay, great. Very good. Okay, let's test this out now. Let's find some article or whatever. Okay. 201. So did we actually replace it in the router? I don't think we did. Yeah. So wait, where is it? Like article. Yeah, we didn't do that yet. Sure. So we're gonna do that now. Sure. Isn't there a raise condition? Maybe. We're gonna fix some of the things that were reported are just the product of me writing a lot of... if you're referring to something that I just wrote, no, there's no raise condition. I'm not sure what you're referring to. If you're referring to what we just did here in the service, no. I'm not sure where did you see the raise condition there. Okay, good. Sure. You cannot like it twice. You cannot like your own shit. Great. Sure. And then we have the event emitter if there is an article, blah, blah, blah. Then return true. I mean, not necessarily. We don't need to return true. We'll just say void. And then we'll just do this, right? Then we're going to go to the router. Let's actually see what this guy is expecting. Response 201, nothing. Sure. Great. Okay. So I'm gonna reject. I'm gonna dislike and then try liking it again. Sure. So that seems to be working. Nice. Very good. Cool. Let's get rid of it. Let's get rid of it. We're almost there to be fully done with this refactor, if you may. Hopefully this is going to be faster, because now we do have all the models referenced here and stuff. So just doing the tab development, as I call it, should suffice. Very nice. Okay. Let's review it, because AI is hallucinating a lot. Let's actually do this. So a bunch of validation, not found. Yeah, but I don't think... be careful that you know what a raise condition is, right? I don't see where is the raise condition there. Right? I'm not quite sure where do you find a raise condition there, right? That's my problem. All right, so that should... Okay, actually, let's dislike. Yeah, we didn't replace it yet. And your English is awesome, man. It doesn't say it's bad. There's nothing wrong with your English. It's perfect. I think you have explained it pretty well. It's just I'm not sure that I understand your concern, right? If you mean, like, if you're talking about rate limiting and stuff, like, hey, user shouldn't be able to do this action X amount of time per, let's say, 10 seconds, that's a very different thing, right? And then the last one is this one, and then we're done for today, for this week, I guess. Ouch. Yeah. And this one we're not gonna make work now. In fact, I'm gonna go as far and say this one we will actually not support now. I'll actually go ahead and remove the controller. I will go to the service, actually to the router as well. And we'll actually get rid of the controller from here and from here. And that's... And actually, yeah, this one, as I was saying, we're going to comment out. We're not going to support this for now, because I need to do some more work that I don't have the time for right now. We have these types that if I comment them out, let's see, are we, yeah, exactly. So we're gonna also kinda, we'll kinda nuke that, right? Yeah, exactly. So what we're going to do instead, we're going to go to our schemas down here where we actually export a bunch of different types. And we're gonna do some imports here, obviously some things that we're missing. And then it seems that we have a duplicate, most likely. Wait, let's see what's happening. I don't actually know. Sure. Sure. Oh, I see what's happening. Okay. I'm using Postgres and Redis. So this is the problem, maybe. What the fuck is happening, man? Oh, I see. I see. Yeah, that's the problem, I suppose. Yeah. Oh, fuck my life. No, don't tell me that, dude. Okay, I see. Yeah, but you can't like the article twice because I have a check for that, right? You cannot like it twice. At least based on my understanding, right? Because we are guarding ourselves around that, right? But actually, maybe we can discuss that another stream. Maybe you're right. I don't know. I'm by no means claiming that I'm right. I don't actually know, to be very frank with you, right now. Actually, let me not do this now. I need to go. My wife is patiently waiting. So let's actually leave that as such, and let's get rid of this from here. Yeah, let's get rid of that. So that's good, guys. That's good, I think. There's still some stuff left to do, left to clean up. I'll just make sure that my imports are correct here. Yes, so far I believe they are. Types I'm gonna get rid of. Model we still need to do some stuff with. Router seems fine now, I think. Schemas are now kind of exporting types from, inferring the types from the under JSON validator. We're missing types for this, so we're gonna do that another time. I mean, technically, yeah, we could push this to production now. Seems fine to me, honestly. I think we did kind of test it pretty slow, but properly. And then I'll actually try to figure out what Bajosi is saying. So let me actually let's take a screenshot of your input, right? So let me actually do a screenshot like this. And let me go to my GitHub projects very quickly. Let's say here, Bajosi query feedback, question, assumption, whatever. Create a draft. So there I have it. I'm gonna take a look at it. Let me put it on the top. Let's say priority urgent, size, let's say small, label, let's say, let's say research, right? Thank you very much for that feedback, man. If it's a problem, if you're right, I'll make sure to fix it, of course. Okay. And actually, before I push that, somebody was complaining about some other bugs that were introduced. Yeah, so there's a problem with the like here, invalid reaction metadata. Yeah, so it seems that... Yeah, this is when I was refactoring this, so for some reason... Yeah, something got messed up there. Let's see. Let's take a look at the Docker. Let's take a look at the Docker container logs. So we have notify like. So this. Okay. So we have notify like, and this is when we're liking what thoughts, right? The thing is, to be very frank with you right now, I'm too tired right now to think. So for sure it could be really I just want to see this one because this is the regression I introduced recently, and I really would like to actually fix it before I leave. Otherwise, I'll need to do it in the evening when my son falls asleep. Notifying like invalid reaction metadata. Like thoughts. So it's saying that this metadata here is invalid, right? This is the metadata. Then I have my validator of metadata over here. And then we get invalid metadata must be of shape. Yeah, so this is a regression I introduced for sure. Find schema. And then we're trying to article, comment, thought. So this one is basically failing here. So if we take a look at the thought reaction schema, it's author ID and thought ID. Ah, that's probably the problem, right? Thought reaction schema. Actor ID, thought ID. So maybe these things are strings or something and it's expecting a number. Let's actually print this, but this most likely is the problem. Let me just... Yeah, you're actually right that there isn't a transaction there, so maybe we should just do that, right? Yeah, so that's the problem. So thought ID is actually a string, which I believe makes it fart out now, because this is actually quite aggressive right now, because this thing that I've done, right? So fundamentally, if we do something here, yeah, that's fucking problematic a bit. And actually, if I just do something like this, so there is an implicit coercion in this schema. So if I would come over here and say that thought ID is actually a number instead, technically, if the AJV has implicit coercion enabled, this should already fix it. So if I do like now, bam, there we go, it works, right? So that was the problem. If I do this like already works. Okay, so that's fixed. Interesting shit. Okay. Yeah. And now I'm gonna spend just 2 more minutes before I leave. So, because I kind of got triggered by this like thing here, right? So let's actually just very quickly, because I need to go. Let's add a transaction to like thought and because I haven't pushed yet and I have 1 more minute. Yeah. Actually, this isn't even what I wanted to do now. I'm updating a completely different thing. But it doesn't even matter, to be honest, because we need it here anyway. This was literally a brain fart now. I think we were, what? Alright, cool, but that's not what I even wanted, right? We were doing something completely different. I think, what was it? Bajosi was talking about something else. We were talking about, Yeah, exactly. And then we should be good for today. And then I need to do the image upload for articles again, just don't have the time now. Yeah, that honestly seems fine. Let's review this as well. Yeah, sure, yeah. Cool. All right, let's double check if it still works. It does. Beautiful. Okay. Well, that's it, fellas. That is great. Let's commit this stuff. I need to fix my tooling so it doesn't fuck up these imports. It's becoming very frustrating there. Are likes being stored? Yes, they are. Yes. I don't think that I have a junction table for that, if that's what you're kind of asking. All right, let's commit this stuff and let's deploy. All right, fellas and ladies and gentlemen, let's round it up. That's it for today. I gotta go. What can I say? Thank you very much for your feedback. Thank you very much for being here. If you have a second, yeah, of course, sign up on the platform. Takes 2 minutes if you want. If you don't, that's perfectly fine. Up to you. And what can I say? I gotta go. I hope you learned something. I hope you had some fun. I certainly did, as always. And I'll see you guys another time. Yeah. Have a great everybody.